I'm about to bust. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was the bathroom. Oh, good lord.
I still can't get over Garfield Kart. It's such a dumb idea, taking a not funny comic that's mundane as Monday itself and turn it into a Mario Kart clone. What could go wrong? Well, everything. Everything could go wrong. Then they decided to make a sequel/remake several years later, about 5 years later or so, which doesn't really improve on anything other than graphics, I guess. Well, I haven't played the sequel/remake since 2020, so let's see if this is as bad as I remember, just like the first game, or is it a hidden gem that's overlooked for being just another Mario Kart clone. After almost 3 years, I could say Garfield Kart Furious Racing is mid. Now, Furious Racing is considered a sequel/remake to the original Garfield Kart, which was released in 2013, and this one being released in 2019. The original was rightfully panned, and I agree with critics for once. So how does the second one, Furious Racing, do in turn? Well, it's actually okay. It's just okay. So graphics are fine, and the art direction is akin to the Garfield show from Cartoon Network back in the day, which I actually enjoyed alongside Rabbids Invasion on Nickelodeon. It's nice to see so many of the characters in the game with plenty of variety, except they had to include normal. F you, normal. You have your usual modes of single, split screen, or online, alongside free race, Grand Prix, and time trial. You can unlock cosmetics by completing goals. Outside that, you have 4 cups with 4 tracks each, making a total of 16 tracks, all of which are the same as the last game. Yeah, there's no new content in regards to tracks. As for controls and overall fun, it's decent. Nothing grand or revolutionary. This won't be the Mario Kart killer, nor is it a Crash Bandicoot kart racer, so at least there's that. The AI does, however, rubber band and cheat, which is sadly to be expected as developers refuse to make these games skill-based and rather make them bullshit-based. There's certain aspects of Mario Kart of which should not be replicated. The controls are good and there isn't much of a learning curve or anything. It's as simple gets, and that's good and all, though the annoying thing is the puzzle pieces you need to collect in every track, which are hard to get as you can see in some of the footage. Sadly, all you get are small pictures of Garfield, nothing else besides probably an achievement. Yeah, and that's basically it. There ain't much else to talk about. No unlockable characters or carts, no unlockable cups or tracks, no mission mode, nothing. I honestly can't believe how decent it is. In fact, I enjoyed Garfield Kart Furious Racing. I give it a thumbs up and 3 stars for average. It's not bad at all. Might be best when on a sale, but yeah, it's not bad at all, which is rare for a Mario Kart clone. So anyways, that's it for this video. See y'all later, and if you enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. If you disliked it, dislike it, and see y'all later. I reviewed the remake of this game last year. Well, I feel like I should check out the original game too and see if it's any good. I don't remember if it was or not, though others seem to hate it for being a blatant Mario Kart clone. But to me, since I'm on PC, this is my only real option as there's not that many kart racing games on Steam or PC in general.
Seriously?
So, let's check out Garfield Kart and see if it's worth playing or not. Furious Racing was pretty good from what my review said, so who knows, maybe the original, a 3DS game, ported to PC, will actually be good. One can only hope, right?
Big Garfield fan, huh? Me too.
The entire concept is simple. Garfield plus Mario Kart equals Garfield Kart. There's nothing else to it, it's just Mario Kart with the Garfield animated show from back in the day. I really like that show. Never saw the original 2D animated one yet, but the 3D one is something I treasure as part of my childhood. There wasn't much on TV back in the day, in the early morning on a weekday, that wasn't meant for adults like the news or toddlers via Nick Jr.
Let's climb the mountain. I bet he's got that hot Puerto Rican strange.
Dude, what the f?
So that's the idea of Garfield Kart, taking the 3D animated TV series and combining it with Mario Kart. Though there's some things different about it that I actually like and hate, so let's talk about them.
What else is on?
Controls are actually really good. The right and left triggers are acceleration, brake, and reverse. Left analog stick is your steer, X to throw item in front of you, and B to throw behind you, and A to jump, and if you hold it, you'll drift, which isn't really that good, but if you can pull it off, you'll get a speed boost, and that's about it control-wise. You cannot control the camera at all, nor swap items to use one before the other. You cannot alter the camera placement and see things at different angles either, which isn't really that much of a problem, but still I'd like to look behind me to see who's coming up and if they're throwing an item my way. Before you play any mode, you'll want to pick your character, cart booster, hat, and item booster. As you play and complete each cup on all 3 CCs, you'll unlock new characters to play as. At first, all I had was Garfield and John. You can then unlock Liz, Odie, Squeak, Arlene, Normal, and Harry.
Oh my god. Who the fuck was this for?
As for carts and other stuff, this requires coins you earn by playing the game and also collecting more when on the tracks. With these, you can buy new carts with their own stats, new hats with a little bonus attached to them like your pies fly faster or UFOs are less likely to grab you, cart booster parts to increase certain stat, or even an item booster to be used before a race, such as if you lose, you can restart the race and not lose everything and start all over again. There's a nice amount of options as well as unlockables. So let's move on over to the modes, starting with Grand Prix. Gameplay is just simple Mario Kart, more so Mario Kart 64 than Wii onwards, as there's no real depth or challenge. This game is so casual that I feel a bit out of place. Like I need to go play Mario Kart Wii again and get whacked by 30 blue shells in a single race to feel human again. Garfield Kart is so basic, shallow, and easy. I wasn't struggling at all except when I was starting to get bored by the third track of every single cup I played through. The AI is just too passive. I never felt challenged or had a rival. In Mario Kart, you had rivals depending on which character you played as. Those were the ones you had to keep an eye on as they rubber band past you and used items most of the time on you. Someone you had to truly compete against. Here, no such thing. But hey, At least what about the tracks and items? Surely the developer nailed these things at the very least, right? There's 16 tracks over the course of 4 cups. Each one is themed after different aspects of the show, such as the suburbs where John, Garfield, Odie, and friends live, or the city where Garfield gets into trouble with the Italian restaurant owner, and more. Rural, urban, forest, desert, and more themed tracks, with the worst offenders always be in the desert. This is where I agree with Scott the Waz. I'm not a fan of desert-themed tracks. They're just so basic and forgettable, it's just rock and sand.
True. Yep. Yeah, that's true.
As for highlights, I'll give it to Play Misty for Me, which is rainy and around the coast with a dockyard, or the Pasta Cosi factory, where you race through a factory. But nothing really stands out, you know, akin to Mario Kart, where people know of Ghost Valley, Bowser Castle, Moo Moo Farm, Toad's Turnpike, Daisy Cruiser, and Rainbow Road.
Word.
We don't have anything like that in this game, and that hurts it greatly. While all the tracks are basic and perfectly serviceable, the lack of anything iconic and imaginative leaves Garfield Kart being less memorable. When you lack anything on par with even the likes of Super Mario Kart, you failed at making a great kart racer.
In action, you've never been in a race like this. Super Mario Kart, only for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. No wonder the best play here.
Now onto the items, as every kart racer has to have items like Mario Kart. Well, this game tries to copy various items from MK. Some are good and some are bad. The first item is a pie, which is the green shell that gets thrown in front or behind you. Tracking pie is your blue shell, but also not really. It heat seeks whoever's in front of you to take them out, not just who's in first place. Diamond is the cloud item from MK. If you get hit by it, it'll stick to you and explode over time. But you can pass it off to another player by hitting them. Magic Wand throws you off, as the AI will use it at weird times. This item has whoever it hits swap places with the person who used it.
What the hell is that?
Perfume is the star, as you're invincible and get a speed boost. Lasagna is the mushroom, as you get a temporary speed boost. The UFO is the worst item of this game, as it slows the game to a crawl, whether you get hit by it or slow down for someone else to get grabbed by the UFO, which is an issue because this thing has 3 UFOs that eat up the entire track, so you cannot just drive around it. There's an item I never noticed whatsoever, let alone got, but apparently after looking up online for all the info on everything in the game, there's a item called a pillow. Not sure what it does, as there's no information really about it, and I just never got to see it in game. I never could get hold of it, the AI never used it, but apparently it does exist.
Sure, buddy.
The last item available is the spring, which can be placed behind you to fling someone into the air if they get hit by it, or to give you a boost and avoid any incoming projectiles, let alone to access shortcuts and puzzle pieces in certain tracks. Overall, all these items are okay except for the pillow I never could get hold of, and the UFO being a total cock blocker. And the spring really doesn't have any real use outside of puzzle piece collection. More on that later. But hey, there's something else we have to talk about. Unlike Mario Kart 8 and many of the Mario Kart games, we actually have a ceremony in the end of every Grand Prix. Well, basic, at the least it's here akin to Mario Kart 64 and Super Mario Kart. It always irked me that MK8 lacked this. Instead, you just got a rotating floating trophy. If you don't want to compete in the Grand Prix, what other modes are even available? Well, we got 3 more to play with. Starting off with Single Race, where we can select any unlocked cup and track. Then just race. It's nice to have, but notice there's no options when setting up a game. We just race the normal amount of laps. We cannot define who plays with us, if items are allowed or not, how many laps. You name it. It's just a single race with no personalization. But hey, at least we have it, and I'd rather have it even if it's basic.
You suck!
Time trial is here, of course. Yay? You just race against the clock, trying to get the best time as possible, beat the current record and set a new one. That's it. There's nothing else to this mode, there's no other racers, there's no challenge, it's soulless and boring, with no threats or people to compete against. I cannot find any enjoyment in this mode. I hated it in Mario Kart, and I hate it here as well. Moving on. The very last mode available is Daily Challenge, where you must complete races meeting certain criteria. In turn, you'll unlock a new part for your carts or something else. While I didn't enjoy this mode really, at least there's more to this game, but where's the battle mode?
What is wrong with you?
The music in the game is pretty good.
Change the channel, hurry! Where's the remote?
From relaxing tunes to more funky and upbeat stuff, all on par with the show itself. While there's no standout track song akin to Mario Kart, it's at the very least tolerable. The PC port isn't perfect. For one thing, you cannot at all interact with the UI using your controller. Only the mouse can be used at the main menu, options, customization, etc. Which does suck, as I hate it when PC ports do this. Just let me use one, not both. Or, let me use both, but, don't make it where I have to use one, then the other. I expect this low effort from the likes of the Japanese, who continue to make some of the worst PC ports of all time still to this very day.
Your intellect is as weak as your dollar. Failure is your destiny. You disrespect yourself. and your nation. You are made of stupid.
Yet outside of this nitpick, there was no stability issues or graphical settings resetting or the like, just a minor annoyance with the UI and that's about it. Overall, a basic decent port.
Yay!
As you play, you'll run into puzzle pieces on every single track. There's 3 a piece per track, which is used to unlock images. And if you miss some, don't worry. If you get one, it stays unlocked until you get all the other puzzle pieces, then you unlock that image. You don't have to redo the entire race just to collect all 3 puzzle pieces. But yeah, all you unlock is a small image you cannot interact with at all. Not even zooming in to see it better or anything. It's just a bunch of random still images. I don't see the appeal, but hey, at least there's something else to unlock, right? At the end of the day, Garfield Kart is a painfully average Mario Kart clone. It doesn't really do anything to stand out, nor does it have a lot of problems in turn. It's just there, and I guess that's just fine. Much like Garfield himself, this is just a simple idea that appeals towards the average person.
A lot of people think I'm obsessed, but I think I'm pretty normal.
Well, Garfield has its haters, mostly because they're Heathcliff stans. I find Garfield Kart worth playing. Hopefully we can get an actual sequel and not just a remake that doesn't really do much else akin to Furious Racing. Imagine if they were given a better budget and more time. Plus, used an engine that wasn't garbage like Unity. We could have something more on par with Mario Kart 8, but with Garfield. That would be nice. Oh well, one can dream, I suppose.
I'm gonna grab some shut-eye. Maybe dream a new dream.
Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later.
Okay, you reeled me back in.
Well, after reviewing Garfield Kart, I decided to check out the very last known Garfield game on PC. That's available to even buy and works on modern hardware, that is. Well, that last game also turned out to be a Mario clone of sorts. Is it any good? Is the hate valid? Might as well find out. I got nothing better to do today.
How is radio?
Garfield Lasagna Party is a Mario Party clone. Game board items, coins, and a star-like item being lasagna together with all the BS that comes with Mario Party, including minigames. Yep, it's all here, featuring a total of 32 minigames and 3 game modes to play. At first I thought the game would have been a good time, but the more I played, the more I wanted to just uninstall it and scrap this review.
He ain't lying.
You only have 4 characters to play as: Garfield, Odie, Normal, and Arlene. Man, that sucks given Garfield has so many different characters throughout the decades. Why couldn't there be more? At least Squeak or Harry from the 3D show would have helped give it a bit more variety. I mean, who even wants to play as Odie?
Oh no, Odie, move.
There's 3 game modes to play with, Lasagna Party being your standard party mode. Set up everything and play. Roll your dice, hope the other player doesn't screw you over, or you land on a bad tile, and play a minigame at the end of every round. That's it, and whoever has the most lasagna by the end of all rounds is the winner. Oh, and rounds take forever. So don't go playing a long game, as even short with 10 whole rounds takes over 30 minutes of your life you just wasted.
You got real dark.
Lasagna Challenge is the second mode available, which is just minigame land, where you can play any minigame and set up the difficulty, players, and who you want to play as. That's it, and it's nice to have as we can play our favorite minigames. If you're demented. More on the minigames later.
You don't have to drill that far to get the demon out of my brain!
The last mode has you playing a set number of randomly selected minigames in a row. That's it. Just set If you want 2, 8, 16, or 32 minigames, set the difficulty, amount of players, and choose who you want to play as, and that's that. At the end, whoever has the most lasagna wins, and I won without issue because there's no game board in this mode, so there's less cheating and less bullshit involved. Just mediocre minigames instead that are nothing great and make the first Mario Party minigames look like masterpieces in comparison. Enough said.
Stop! He's already dead.
You might as well get used to this board, as it's the only one in the game.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Yep, they only made one board for the entire game, and we complained about Mario Party on Switch only having like, what, 4? There's no variation, no day and night cycle or version, no unlockable boards, or even DLC. You got this board, and only this board. Dear God, is the board just too small, with not enough path variation to really make it worth playing on all the time. Just talk about lazy effort. Did EA make this? Lasagna Party is your standard Mario Party clone, featuring a single board with your usual spaces to land on. You got teleporters, coin givers, coin takers, item givers, you name it. The only thing that they forgot to include was minigames for 1 or 2 people. But at the very least, there's a wheel that can give or take lasagna. Yay! Just kind of wish we had minigames outside of your standard 4-player. Also, all minigames are every man for themselves. There's no team-up minigames. No 1 versus 3 like in Mario Party either. Missed opportunities abound. Every time a player gets to roll the dice, afterwards, other players are given a chance to use any item they've collected up to that point, or to save it. But the con is it costs coins to use. Each item varies in what it does as displayed on screen. Every time my turn came up, I swear, normal was always using an item to take away any spaces I could move to. Fuck normal. Most of the minigames are not good. In fact, I couldn't even be bothered to play all 32. Instead, I got around to 18 or 19 before calling it quits, saying, yep, I've seen enough to know there's nothing really special here.
I'm not surprised.
But hey, maybe there's a few good, right? I mean, 32 whole freaking minigames and there's not one worth mentioning? Well, come on now. I'm not that huge of a negative Nancy. I mean, this isn't r/gaming circle jerk now. No. So here's a few I played that I did enjoy. Starting off with Dangerous Descent, where we must outrun an avalanche with sleds while dodging obstacles and picking up speed boosts. It's overall kind of tense and fun, though the AI leaves a bit to be desired when you play most of the minigame alone. I like hunting, bowling, and fishing in games. Now, if you can add all 3, I'll be really happy. Sadly, only Yakuza 5 has so far done that from what I've experienced. So I'll settle with a fishing minigame in Garfield Lasagna Party, where you just fish and try to get as many points as possible within the time limit. It's just okay, as the controls leave a bit to be desired.
Fuck you!
Snowball Effect is simple fun and a clone of a Mario Party minigame called Bumper Balls. Now most of these minigames in Lasagna Party are a copy of some Mario Party minigame, but still, that was fun in MP1 and MP2, so I'll take this version as well. And that's that.
That's it?
That's it.
Hope they do more of that for this. And yeah, that's really about it. So yeah.
Those were the only ones that were somewhat fun. Yeah, only 3. I know. Call me picky.
It is I, a picky bitch.
As for the worst offenders, oh boy howdy, the worst of the worst is easily between Quick Veto, Messy Memory, Forbidden Invasion, Catapulted Pie, and Snowball Fight. Quick Veto has you just running around trying to grab the right color item you need on your list before your opponents can within a time limit. There's nothing special about this, you can't even sabotage each other, so there's no real tension or thrill.
Boring.
Messy Memory isn't fun just cause I hate memory games. Moving on.
Boring.
Forbidden Invasion is everything wrong with third-person shooters, especially during the 7th generation of gaming. Clunky controls and a terrible camera angle sabotaging your chances of getting anything done, much like trying to play the atrocious Resident Evil 4 and 5 games. Oh, and of course, the level is too small for your character models, so expect this to occur all the time.
Can't make it, the shit's stuck. Out of my way, son! Door stuck! Door stuck! Please! I beg you!
Catapulted Pie sucks because of the controls. Trying to aim just right with the right amount of tension to hit the doghouse is nigh impossible, especially since you cannot control the direction as it just randomly sways left and right.
Stop being boring!
The last minigame I hated was Snowball Fight, which takes Forbidden Invasion and makes it into a snowball fight. The camera and controls make me want to get a colonoscopy with a porcupine.
This sucks, man.
And that's it in terms of the worst offenders. The rest are just forgettable mediocrity, not worth mentioning. Now moving on to the other section.
Moving on.
If you beat Lasagna Race, you will not unlock anything. There's no progression, no new game boards or characters, nope, nothing at all. You just play with the 4 characters, 1 board, and 32 minigames. That's it. Why isn't there a way to use your lasagna to buy new cosmetics, characters, and game boards? Something to incentivize people to come back and keep playing. Garfield Kart did it. There you unlock stuff as you played. Here, you do not. It sucks.
Yeah, he's right.
Mario Party has voice lines for every character and interaction. They will say they're the best, they lost, Peaches got it, you name it. Here, no such thing. There's no voice acting whatsoever in Garfield Lasagna Party. What a waste of potential to add more life and soul to the game. Normal boasting his cuteness, Odie being Odie, Garfield hating Mondays and Normal. It could have added to the experience. I guess in a way, we should be thankful Normal can't talk though.
Did it wear off before or after you killed Normal?
Before. That pussy was a twat.
While Garfield Kart had some nice music and felt in line with the 3D show back in the day, this game's music isn't Garfield-esque, rather just generic happy-go-lucky stuff that came straight off of some Creative Commons Zero website like Freesound or YouTube Audio Library. When you play a Garfield game, you expect Garfield-style music, especially when the characters and art style is clearly taken from the 3D show. So that does it. We finished up all modern Garfield games on PC. Furious Racing, Garfield Kart, and Lasagna Party are all there is. Kinda disappointing because I like Garfield and will love to see more. But I guess I'll have to get Nicktoons Racing for more I Hate Mondays.
Aw, that joke sucks.
At the end of the day, Garfield Lasagna Party is a mediocre game, kind of worth playing. Most of the minigames suck. There's only one game board. There's no online play. Only 4 characters, no voice acting, and generic music that doesn't scream Garfield. It's just such a blatant clone of Mario Party with no real value of its own. The game doesn't do anything to set itself apart outside of the Garfield theme, but I guess that's all people really want. A Mario Party clone that plays it safe rather than be risque. On PC, we don't really have many options for party games in Mario Party fashion, so I reckon we can take what we can get. Like a bad plate of lasagna, the meat may taste foul, but hey, the noodles are edible, right?
I'm sorry. I just couldn't take another freaking lasagna joke.
Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later.
Oh, gods be praised! I'm free! Free!